AITAH for wanting to break up with my boyfriend after he brought me to a swinger party and try to share me with another guy. I, 32F, have been with my boyfriend, let's call him Alex, 33M, for about a year now. For the most part, things have been really good. He's funny, sweet, and we've always seemed to be on the same page about what we want in a relationship. We've talked about fantasies a few times, but nothing too crazy, just lighthearted, fun conversations. Or at least, I thought that's all they were. Last weekend, Alex told me he had a special date night planned for us. He was being all secretive about it, but I thought it was something romantic like dinner at a fancy restaurant or maybe a surprise weekend trip. I got dressed up, feeling all excited, and he drove us to this big, gorgeous house. At first, I thought it was a party with some of his friends. But as soon as we walked in, the vibe was weird. There were couples everywhere, dressed pretty provocatively, and people were being very flirty, even with strangers. It wasn't long before I realized what was going on. We were at a swinger party. I was completely caught off guard. I pulled Alex aside and asked him what this was, and he just smiled and said, "I thought this would be fun for us." He acted like he was giving me the best gift in the world, but I was just standing there in shock. Then, he casually told me he'd already talked to another couple and they were interested in us, specifically me. I told him immediately that I wasn't comfortable and didn't want to be there. Instead of apologizing or understanding, he acted like I was the problem. He kept saying I was overreacting and that I should at least try to have an open mind. He even said I'd probably end up liking it if I gave it a chance. I couldn't believe it. I felt completely disrespected and blindsided. I told him, I'm not doing this, and that I was leaving. He had the audacity to tell me I was embarrassing him and making him look bad in front of the other guests. At that point, I didn't even care. I grabbed my bag and left. Here's the kicker. He didn't leave with me.
He stayed at the party.
When he came home the next morning, he tried to play it off like I was in the wrong. He said I was being too rigid and accused me of not being adventurous enough. I told him this wasn't about being adventurous, it was about trust and respect. He basically forced me into a situation I didn't agree to, and now I feel like I can't trust him anymore. He's been apologizing nonstop for the past few days, saying he misread our conversations about fantasies and didn't mean to upset me. Some of my friends think I'm overreacting and should give him another chance because he just made a mistake, but others agree that what he did was a huge violation. I don't know if I can get past this. I feel like he completely disregarded my feelings, and I can't stop thinking about the fact that he stayed at the party after I left. Am I the asshole for wanting to end things over this?